Welcome you all in BBA and MBA Guide by Samaya Hamid. Today is the 8th lecture about management. The topic for today is organization culture. Each of us has a unique personality, traits and characteristics that influence the way we act and interact with others. When we describe someone as warm, open, relaxed, shy, or aggressive, we're describing personality traits. An organization, too, has a personality, which we call its culture. And that culture influences the way employees act and interact with others. Organizational culture has been described as the shared values, principles, traditions, and ways of doing things that influence the way organizational members act. In most organizations, these shared values and practices have evolved over time and determine, to a large extent, how things are done around here. Our definition of culture implies three things. First, culture is a perception. It's not something that can be physically touched or seen, but employees perceive it on the basis of what they experience within the organization. Second, organizational culture is descriptive. It's concerned with how members perceive the culture and describe it, not with whether they like it. Finally, even though individuals may have different backgrounds or work at different organizational levels, they tend to describe the organization's culture in similar terms. That's the shared aspect of culture. What is organizational culture? Like JetBlue, a company known for its innovative and high-quality fabrics used in outdoor wear and other products, also understands the importance of organizational culture. Since its founding in 1958, Gore has used employee teams in a flexible, non-hierarchical organizational arrangement to develop its innovative products. Associates, employees, at Gore are committed to 4 basic principles articulated by company founder Bill Gore. Fairness to one another and everyone you come in contact with. Freedom to encourage, help, and allow other associates to grow in knowledge, skill, and scope of responsibility. The ability to make your own commitments and keep them, and consulting other associates before taking actions that could affect the company's reputation. After a visit to the company, one analyst reported that an associate told him, "If you tell anybody what to do here, they'll never work for you again." That's the type of independent, people-oriented culture Bill Gore wanted. And it works well for the company. It's earned a position on Fortune's annual list of 100 best companies to work for every year since the list began in 1998, one of only 3 companies to achieve that distinction.
Dimensions of organizational culture.
Research suggests 7 dimensions that can be used to describe an organization's culture. These dimensions range from low to high, meaning it's not very typical of the culture, low, or is very typical of the culture, high. Describing an organization using these 7 dimensions gives a composite picture of the organization's culture. In many organizations, one cultural dimension often is emphasized more than the others and essentially shapes the organization's personality and the way organizational members work. Attention to detail, degree to which employees are expected to exhibit precision, analysis, and attention to detail. Outcome orientation, degree to which managers focus on results or outcomes rather than on how these outcomes are achieved. People orientation, degree to which management decisions take into account the effects on people in the organization. Team orientation, degree to which work is organized around teams rather than individuals. Aggressiveness, degree to which employees are aggressive and competitive rather than cooperative. Stability, degree to which organizational decisions and actions emphasize maintaining the status quo. Innovation and risk-taking, degree to which employees are encouraged to be innovative and to take risks. For instance, at Sony Corporation the focus is product innovation and risk-taking. The company lives and breathes new product development and employees' work behaviors support that goal. In contrast, Southwest Airlines has made its employees a central part of its culture, people orientation. Strong cultures. All organizations have cultures, but not all cultures equally influence employees' behaviors and actions. Strong cultures, those in which the key values are deeply held and widely shared, have a greater influence on employees than do weaker cultures. The more employees accept the organization's key values and the greater their commitment to those values, the stronger the culture is. Most organizations have moderate to strong cultures. That is, there is relatively high agreement on what's important, what defines good employee behavior, what it takes to get ahead, and so forth. The stronger a culture becomes, the more it affects the way managers plan, organize, lead, and control. Why is having a strong culture important? For one thing, in organizations with strong cultures, employees are more loyal than are employees in organizations with weak cultures. Research also suggests that strong cultures are associated with high organizational performance. And it's easy to understand why. After all, if values are clear and widely accepted, employees know what they're supposed to do and what's expected of them, so they can act quickly to take care of problems. However, the drawback is that a strong culture also might prevent employees from trying new approaches, especially when conditions are changing rapidly. Where culture comes from and how it continues. Exhibit 2-8 illustrates how an organization's culture is established and maintained. The original source of the culture usually reflects the vision of the founders. For instance, as we described earlier, W. L. Gore's culture reflects the values of founder Bill Gore. Company founders are not constrained by previous customs or approaches and can establish the early culture by articulating a vision of what they want the organization to be. During the employee selection process, managers typically judge job candidates not only on the job requirements, but also on how well they might fit into the organization. At the same time, job candidates find out information about the organization and determine whether they are comfortable with what they see. The actions of top managers also have a major impact on the organization's culture. For instance, IBM CEO Sam Palmisano wanted employees to value teamwork, so he chose to take several $1 million from his yearly bonus and give it to his top executives based on their teamwork. He said, "If you say you're about a team, you have to be a team. You've got to walk the talk, right?" However, as we've seen in numerous corporate ethics scandals, the actions of top managers also can lead to undesirable outcomes. Finally, organizations help employees adapt to the culture through socialization, a process that helps new employees learn the organization's way of doing things. For instance, new employees at Starbucks stores go through 24 hours of intensive training that helps turn them into brewing consultants, baristas. They learn company philosophy, company jargon, and even how to assist customers with decisions about beans, grind, and espresso machines. One benefit of socialization is that employees understand the culture and are enthusiastic and knowledgeable with customers. Another benefit is that it minimizes the chance that new employees who are unfamiliar with the organization's culture might disrupt current beliefs and customs. How employees learn culture. Employees learn an organization's culture in a number of ways. The most common are stories, rituals, material symbols, and language. Stories. Organizational stories typically contain a narrative of significant events or people, including such things as the organization's founders, rule breaking, reactions to past mistakes, and so forth. Managers at Southwest Airlines tell stories celebrating employees who perform heroically for customers. Such stories help convey what's important and provide examples that people can learn from. To help employees learn the culture, organizational stories anchor the present in the past, provide explanations and legitimacy for current practices, exemplify what is important to the organization, and provide compelling pictures of an organization's goals. Rituals. Corporate rituals are repetitive sequences of activities that express and reinforce the important values and goals of the organization. One of the best-known corporate rituals is Mary Kay Cosmetics' annual awards ceremony for its sales representatives. Looking like a cross between a circus and a Miss America pageant, the ceremony takes place in a large auditorium, on a stage in front of a large, cheering audience, with all the participants dressed in glamorous evening clothes. Salespeople are rewarded for sales goal achievements with an array of expensive gifts including gold and diamond pins, furs, and pink Cadillacs. This show acts as a motivator by publicly acknowledging outstanding sales performance. In addition, the ritual aspect reinforces late founder Mary Kay's determination and optimism, which enabled her to overcome personal hardships, start her own company, and achieve material success. It conveys to her salespeople that reaching their sales goals is important, and through hard work and encouragement, they too can achieve success. The contagious enthusiasm and excitement of Mary Kay sales representatives make it obvious that this annual ritual plays a significant role in establishing desired levels of motivation and behavioral expectations, which is, after all, what management hopes an organization's culture does. Material artifacts and symbols. When you walk into different businesses, do you get a feel for what type of work environment it is: formal, casual, fun, serious, and so forth? These reactions demonstrate the power of material symbols or artifacts in creating an organization's personality. The layout of an organization's facilities, how employees dress, and the types of automobiles provided to top executives, and the availability of corporate aircraft are examples of material symbols. Others include the size of offices, the elegance of furnishings, executive perks, extra benefits provided to managers such as health club memberships, use of company-owned facilities, and so forth, employee fitness centers or on-site dining facilities, and reserved parking spaces for certain employees. At WorldNow, a business that helps local media companies develop new online distribution channels and revenue streams, an important material symbol is an old dented drill that the founders purchased for $2 at a thrift store. Material symbols convey to employees who is important and the kinds of behavior, for example, risk-taking, conservative, authoritarian, participative, individualistic, and so forth, that are expected and appropriate. Language. Many organizations and units within organizations use language as a way to identify and unite members of a culture. By learning this language, members attest to their acceptance of the culture and their willingness to help preserve it. For instance, at Cranium, a Seattle board game company, CHIF is used to remind employees of the need to be incessantly innovative in everything they do. CHIF stands for clever, high quality, innovative, friendly, and fun. Over time, organizations often develop unique terms to describe equipment, key personnel, suppliers, customers, processes, or products related to its business. New employees are frequently overwhelmed with acronyms and jargon that, after a short period of time, become a natural part of their language. Once learned, this language acts as a common denominator that bonds members. How culture affects managers. A manager's decisions are influenced by the culture in which he or she operates. An organization's culture, especially a strong one, influences and constrains the way managers plan, organize, lead, and control. Planning. The degree of risk that plans should contain. Whether plans should be developed by individuals or teams. The degree of environmental scanning in which management will engage. Organizing. How much autonomy should be designed into employees' jobs. Whether tasks should be done by individuals or in teams. The degree to which department managers interact with each other. Leading. The degree to which managers are concerned with increasing employee job satisfaction. What leadership styles are appropriate. Whether all disagreements, even constructive ones, should be eliminated. Controlling. Whether to impose external controls or to allow employees to control their own actions. What criteria should be emphasized in employee performance evaluations? What repercussions will occur from exceeding one's budget? This is all about today's lecture. Hope you find this video useful. If you find any query, you can ask by commenting below. Please share this video with your friends and fellows. And don't forget to like and subscribe the channel.